Hey Virus. I was thinking about my channel and what OC should I review since I'm going public. Huh? What's this? Virus, this is a gay website. Oh, the other tab? Oh, what the hell? Hello, my name is Captain Lucky and welcome to hell. So, I know what you're saying right now. Really, Jim Hawkins? I don't know why, but I wanted to be him for some goddamn reason. Also, I'm a sucker for steampunk, so now you know. Anyways, today's character we are going to be reviewing is Mouthless Julie. Let's get started. Mouthless Julie is a 13-year-old, yes, she is a 13-year-old killer. Let me tell you why this is wrong in so many levels. 13-year-old kids can easily be overpowered by anybody older than them. And it's really stupid.
Mouthless Julie being a 13-year-old is only a narrative problem if she seeks to attack those older or much larger than her, which isn't generally what child killers do. 10-year-olds John Venablis and Robert Thompson lured away and killed 2-year-old James Bulger. Alyssa Bustamante killed 9-year-old Elizabeth Olsen at the age of 15. At the age of 14, Barry Lucatus walked into his algebra class with loaded weapons and ammunition, killing 2 classmates and his teacher. Hell, even your complaint that they can't kill those older than them is fallacious since in March of this year, a 13-year-old boy stabbed a 53-year-old builder to death.
But anyways, her weapon is a knife. So original.
Oh, I'm sorry, the answer was actually safety knife, which is kinda different. Would you like to try again for the bonus round? Yes, spoilers, I actually had to look into this OC and find her DA page, which I will link as one of my sources, and boy was that fun because we all know how much I love bases!
She is also straight, nor Yuri. I'm still gonna ship you with somebody else.
Yeah, take that, you Mary Sue! Like, what even?
She is shy, creepy, only friendly if you don't make her mad, and sometimes caring. Okay, no, stop right there. She cannot be all of those things at once. They do not complement each other. Just choose one.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on this point flat out for 2 reasons. The first is the lesser of the two, and that is that those descriptors are exactly how friends describe me throughout most of high school. The second reason is that those actually do tend to complement one another pretty well. A person can be so shy that people view them as being creepy. See Sunako Nakahara from Wallflower. A person can be creepy but friendly if you're nice to them. See Abin Sur of Earth 20 from the Society of Superheroes. Hell, sometimes caring is basically just a less detailed description of only friendly if you don't make her mad. Oh, and the notion that the creator should take one of those traits and only one of those traits as a mean of defining the character? Good job! You've just created a one-note character. Tell me honestly here, when was the last time you ever came across a person who had only one character or personality trait under their belt? Oh, was that never? How weird. It's almost like that's not how personalities work.
And her weakness is groups of people laughing at her. That's weird. That's her only weakness. There's no way of stopping her. Okay, seems legit.
Actually, considering her whole shtick was that she effectively went mad after she was bullied, that makes a lot of sense as a weakness. It ties back to her creation and the original trauma that set her off. It's not a good way of making her a creepypasta killer, but the weakness makes sense in the context of this story.
Now, as you can see, the biggest problem with this character, or OC, is her looks. Just because you stitch up her mouth and give her a knife does not make her scary. It makes her look like a typical Sue, and that you're too lazy to think of anything original. And really, booty shorts? I'm not really a big fan of booty shorts and skirts on characters, especially OCs, because at night, don't your ass get chilly? I mean, if you kill in the forest, then don't you get really cold at night? Or do you refuse to wear pants to show that ass?
Neither the creator nor Mouthless Julie's story ever specified that she killed in the forest at night. The original story doesn't even mention where she actually lives. Yes, spoilers there. I had to read that too! Fucking hell.
Look at Masky and Hoodie. Look how they dress. I think a lot of people should follow their examples and not wear skirts and booty shorts just because they want to look attractive. Remember, this is Creepypasta. Your character has to look scary, not attractive.
Question here. Isn't one of the huge problems with creepypasta OCs that people do tend to follow in the footsteps of characters like Masky and Toby too often? Broken Insanity even brought that up as a point of contention in her
Character is so bland and so boring. I think Paper is more attractive, more effective, and even more interesting than this Mary Sue, or original character. Now let's get to her story. The The story goes like this. Julie Nickel had to go take a shit, so she told the teacher she could go to the bathroom. When she went to the bathroom, two girls named Lyra and Mary Jane beat her up. What I like about the story is actually the Miss Keller, the teacher. Instead of ignoring her, like other stories, she actually does care about her. There could have been an interesting relationship, like mother and daughter relationship, in the story. But you know this is a creepypasta story, and there needs to be no relationship or developed characters. Oh, also, you want to know about the bullies and why they beat her up? Oh, well, dear reader slash watcher or viewer that is watching this that is strangely interested in this story. The reason is, this is what Mary says. My name is Mary, and this is Lyra. We see you every day and we think you're a quiet loser that has no friends. I'll let that sink in. Yes, these two girls that don't even know her, don't even talk to her, just see her every day, think that she is a loser. Really? Loser? Why not cunt, whore, bitch, or a ton of worse shit they can say. But whatever.
What's that? You're a 13-year-old writer and you're not using words like cunt and bitch and stab and blah blah blah? I expect you to have a much better colorful lexicon than this, fucking 13-year-olds. I can't even take this seriously.
School, Mary Jane and Lyra beat her up, the shit out of her, and she woke up in the hospital. Who put her in the hospital? Never explained.
Arguably, whoever found and took Julie to the hospital is irrelevant to the story, but you said that there was no explanation. There it is. Try again.
Unless Mary and Lyra both love Julie, and they both don't know how to cope with their feelings, so they abuse Julie, but secretly they feel sorry for her and want to be with her, but they're afraid that it might ruin their friendship. Or they're just cartoonish, evilish bullies. Anyways, the doctor's name is Jim. That is all. So her father picks her up and tells her, "Go to your room, you whore!" Yeah, I don't get this mother died, so father thinks it's the daughter's fault thing. I mean, if his wife died, don't you think he would be more protective of Julie or try to drown himself in alcohol?
Firstly, there's no indication in the story that Julie's father blames her for her mother's death. If you've obtained that information from somewhere else, then you need to specify. This is especially the case because you couldn't even be bothered to provide a link to the original story you were reading off of. Secondly, abusive single parents are a thing. In fact, upon entering the search key abusive single parents, I came across a small page from the National Center of Biotechnology regarding single parent households and how they are more likely to fall into patterns of abuse. And how far away was that information? One Google search!
Like, really? When she was alive, was he this douchey and abused her? If so, who fucks with a psychopath? And what doctor or nurse would give a baby to a psychopath? I don't get it.
Golly gee willikers, you guys! Those psychopath detectors they put in hospitals sure are useful!
But she cries herself to sleep because we need the readers to feel bad for her so they can instantly like her and they can say they relate to her even though she has no personality. Derp. The next day, she goes to school and she gets beat up again for no reason. And Julie went home and said, "If no one likes me or likes me talking, well, I can make their wishes come true. But how? Feel sorry for me."
Or better yet, feel sorry for the person who had to go through this story to fact-check your poorly constructed little rant, and oh my god, why are you making me read this asinine story to refute your points? You know what? No, fuck it. Fuck the story, fuck you. I'm out. I ain't reading any more of that shit. I need something to pick up my spirits. Well, it's been a whole couple minutes since I made fun of broken insanity. Looking back on it, perhaps I was a tad unfair. I was looking at some of the month-old videos after all. Perhaps her latest video will be more enticing.
Anyway, we're ranting on Tiki Toby today. Well, reviewing Tiki Toby. Let's get this started. Okay, full name: Toby Aaron Rogers, age 19. Gender: male. Height: 5'6". National origin: Germany. I'm a German. Date of birth: April 28th. Birthplace: Denver, Colorado. You could have put birthplace Denver, Colorado, Germany,
What?
and discard the national origin Germany. Unless, of course, it's Denver, Colorado is not in Germany.
Denver, Colorado. Yeah, sounds real fucking German, don't it?
Rob, Slenderman's proxy. Weapons. Hatchet. Personality, bipolar. No fucking way. What? Now I know where all the creepypastas get all the bipolar sickness from. Did you realize, like, ever since Toby became popular, most Mary Stu's and Gary Stu's have the bipolar disease?
You made your character before bipolar disorder was rampant in the community and are the progenitor of this fad of using bipolar disorder that I don't like. Meaning that since all these other people copied you, you're not allowed to have it as a part of your character because it became overdone after you made them. You're an idiot.
Sarcastic at times, friendly to certain people. Killers cannot be friendly.
Oh, am I having to talk about this stupid note again? Let's read that line again. Tiki Toby's description page dictates that he is friendly to certain people. Friendly to certain people. As in probably not the people he's killing, you dumbass. Hey, yeah, you want a little newsflash? A lot of serial killers in real life were generally friendly when they weren't out chopping heads. In fact, that's how a lot of them avoided suspicion, because they seemed like nice people. No, why don't we have a little fun with this one? It's time to play the Killing Game! Ladies and gentlemen, can you guess the special man hiding behind this door? I'll give you a hint. Those who met him described him as a charming young man. He once saved a child from drowning, and he even volunteered at a suicide hotline. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Ted Bundy! If you didn't guess that one, it's alright, folks. You'll have plenty more chances, like this one. This thoughtful citizen was an avid supporter of gay rights in his hometown. Now, if you're thinking he was also a killer of young men, then you might be thinking of Jeffrey Dahmer! This next contestant was a pillar of his community, made popular to his neighbors with his habits of attending fundraisers and dressing up as a clown for children's parties. If you said John Wayne Gacy, you're correct! And finally, this catch of the day was a well-liked member of his community, as well as the organ player at his local church. People were all too happy to buy the meat sold at Breslau Market from such a respected man. Little did they know it was the flesh of his human victims he was selling. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Carl Denk! Sorry, folks, but that's all the time we have for this installment of The Killing Game! Please be sure to contact your local OC reviewers and tell them that their narrow-minded views of what a serial killer can be vastly different from reality. Good night!
Okay, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and read the story, because it is really not that long. And after that, I'm going to give my full base on what I think of this character in general. Alright, so, Jana the Killer, Creepypasta. So me, Nina, Lou, and Jeff are brother and sisters. Basically, Jeff and his brother are sisters with this Creepypasta Jana and Nina the Killer, both very terrible. Beautiful brown-haired and blue-eyed babies. Okay then. It all started a long time ago, before I went insane. Edgy much?
Yeah, this coming from the guy using this picture as an avatar with the name Gremdark. You know, this house you got here is lovely. It's so unique to be able to see everything outside and... No, what are you doing? What are you doing with that stone? Stop!
We were babies. Back then, we were so happy and cheerful. I'll never forget how much we did together, but then... for an unknown reason, our family got taken apart. Okay, I will say, at least you put an unknown reason, but at least give a goddamn reason. Did they get a divorce? Did somebody say, hey, don't be a family more, just separate? I mean, you just really can't say, oh, our family got separated, and that's it.
Hey, it's great in this story that you decide not to give a reason for this, but how dare you not give a reason for this? Dude, pick one.
Jeff and Lou stayed together, but me and Nina went to different families, but... then again, how the fuck did this work? Have a good reason why they were taken apart. Say they got divorced or something. Don't say like they just got taken apart. That really is just stupid. But the family I went to was an abusive one. That's another cliche. When I was 15, they took me to some high school where I made a bunch of friends. There also were these girls that would bully me. Another cliche. I would have stopped them, but they had knives. So... okay, wait, hold on. And I felt if I tried to stop them that they would kill me. Well, you see, it is called growing some balls and going to the principal and telling them that these bitches have knives and the principal might do something about it. And you'll be saved because, you know, it's the principal's job to make sure everyone's safe. But, you know, fuck it.
Yes, because instances where the child either feared that they would be hurt if they went to the authorities, or else instances where adults just don't do anything have never happened. It's not like I'm using hyperbole to make the story seem worse than it is, which is a feat all in itself because the story is already shit, and oh wait!
Ha ha ha, but it wasn't, but it was the other way around. Edginess.
Grim darkness.
As I walked toward my door, I heard a voice more like a whisper. It said, "She's coming, hide." This is when I rushed to my bedroom door to find the window open and my floor covered in a clear liquid. Out of curiosity, I sniffed the liquid. Turns out the liquid wasn't what I thought it was. It was gasoline. Dun dun dun. But then again, wouldn't you fucking already smell the gasoline when you opened the door already? I mean, by now, every one of us should have went to a gasoline station, and you would know you already smell the gas, smell when you're just waiting to get your car pumped. By now, she would have known, wow, this smells like gasoline, I should probably leave. But no, decides to go up there, sniff the liquid, and the next you know it, this is what happens.
Gee, this all sounds very familiar. I wonder if the same points I had problems with earlier will be present here, but in stupider detail. And I wonder if I can stop being William Shatner for a second.
I looked through the window to find two jerks standing there with a lighter in their hands. They flicked on the lighters and threw them at my house. Before I knew it, my house burst in flames. The jerks ran away. Later, a girl that looked familiar showed up my doorstep with a fire extinguisher in her hand. Luckily for me, my front door was open. It turned out she had called an ambulance before she came to my house. The girl put out most of the fire. Then she took one glance at me. Then she just fainted. Wow, that's one great hero. Hey, let me save you by rescuing you from a fire. What's this? You're getting burned alive? Let me just faint and not rescue you.
Trauma at the sight of a charred body? Or else a person burning to death? What's that? Please, the notion that someone seeing a person burning might become slightly lightheaded doesn't even cross your mind. I've practically fainted at the sight of needles, for Christ's sake.
I don't remember much at the hospital, but the day when But the day when oh my god, this grammar, bro. Bandages off, I was shocked at myself. I said, my skin, my hair, what the hell happened to me? Skin was white like snow. My hair was pure black. Okay. At least Jeff sort of have a little bit of description of how it became white and had black hair. Because you see, he got drenched in alcohol, he got drenched in bleach. And then he just went ahead and got lit into flames. We don't know what the fuck happens when you put bleach on fire, whether it's flammable or not. But Jeff went into flames, and he turned white. At least that was a good explanation. But this, you're getting burned alive. You'll be either burned charred or just look like Freddy Krueger. You wouldn't just magically turn white. Really, that's pretty stupid with my part. That's really stupid.
Okay, yeah, so you and Broken Insanity share the same gripe about this character, and you're both idiots for the same reason. That being that it's okay for Jeff to do that, but it's not okay for Jana. You, however, might be worse, because while you know that bleach comes in as a factor in the story, you don't actually know and clearly haven't bothered to look up whether or not bleach is flammable. Surprise to probably no one, it's not. Bleach is 90% water. Alcohol is flammable to be sure, very. Jeff's skin would have burned before the bleach would do anything. The bleach would not automatically negate the burning of his skin from the fire, nor would it completely bleach his skin from him simply being doused in it. TLDR, yes, this character and story are stupid, but you can't berate this character for doing something stupid because it doesn't work, and then turn around and excuse another character for the very same thing simply because they're popular.
That is Jana the Killer. Alright then, so if you go ahead and search Jana the Killer, I will go ahead, and you will see that on the front page it says, she is a sister to Jeff, Nina, Lou.
Front page of what? Search Jana the Killer on what? Google? Because I have no idea what you're referring to. The link you provided? Well, no, that's a direct link to the Jana the Killer story. Oh, what a surprise! Another OC reviewer who, rather than actually show us what they're reading on the fucking video, which is generally what videos are good at, showing things to the audience, is choosing to have one static image completely disconnected from what they're actually talking about, and just assumes that we all know exactly what they're looking at. My favorite! Just for that, I'm done with this guy. Except for one thing!
You want to look edgy more? Choose the color red, because because it's the blood of my victims. That's so edgy right there. Yeah, you should definitely do that, because your character became 100% pure shit.
He says while talking about a character that is black and blue.
Hello everybody, Toxic here. So, I kind of always wanted to do this since I got into Creepypasta because there's so many OCs that need to be fixed.
Which is why I'm ranting on a character that the artist has not only acknowledged to be bad and already seeks to fix, but also one who has effectively been dead and gone for this reason for about a year. Yeah, good job on that one.
So I'm just going to try this out. If you want me to continue, please leave a like or comment or something like that.
Does a commentary count?
This is kind of like an OC review / rant / how to make it better kind of thing. So with that, I haven't thought of a name first off, so just warning. And this is not scripted, so I might get rambly and I might get sidetracked and etc, etc, etc. So that's just a warning. So anyway, let's get started. The first OC I am going to review is Nina the Killer. Okay, I've never read her full story, but I've heard snippets about it, and it's not that good at all, actually.
You just admitted that you have no prior experience with the actual Nina the Killer story, meaning half of the content surrounding this character you can't even comment on. You know what? I'm tired. Amuse me.
Oh god, I can already hear the fangirls commenting. So anyway, from what I've heard from the story, she was a normal girl who, for some reason, was a fangirl of Jeff the Killer. So she went insane, blah blah blah, her saying, which is probably one of the most cliche sayings ever, "Go to sleep, my prince." Why?
She's a fangirl of Jeff the Killer. Because it is so out of the realm of reason that a fangirl would mimic the subject of her worship.
That's not even creative. See, I warned you about this. So, if you want to have a good saying, please don't make it like "go to sleep" or something, because that's already taken. It's just making your OC a lot worse. Try to think of something more creative. Or something a lot different from "go to sleep," because already that's a bit of an odd saying. Not saying I hate Jeff the Killer, but I'm just a little iffy about his stuff. I have a love-hate relationship with him.
Don't really see what your opinion on Jeff the Killer had anything to do with your dislike of Nina's creator blatantly ripping off things from a pre-existing character, but okay, whatever.
Another thing is that she looks too much like Jeff the Killer. She stitched her eyelids so she can't blink. She cut a smile into her face. Sound familiar?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was listening to hero worship, and then I realized you probably wouldn't get the joke, which is that Nina, being a fangirl of Jeff, clearly idolizes him to the point of copying his physical traits and killing habits.
And she turns out to wear a black miniskirt with red and black socks. Sorry, I have a noisy apartment. I'm not even gonna edit this because I'm too lazy.
Edit my video? What do you think I am? The creator of this character I'm saying needs to be edited? You simple-minded rubes!
She wears a purple hoodie and red and black socks. And she has black hair with a pink fuchsia strip. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just, practically putting... See, I warned you about this. I'm not even gonna stop. Forget it. I'm not stopping. So anyway. It just seems like you're trying to make Jeff into a girl. Which is already scary enough. We don't need another one of those. Sorry. So the weirdest thing is about her is that even though she's supposed to be with Jeff, she's with Eyelash Jack. Which doesn't even make any sense because they also have a kid named Eyeless Alice, I think, which is just Sally, a paler version of Sally with EJ's mask. And that's not even close to creative.
Wow, a legitimately good point about her regarding something that doesn't make sense based on what's been previously established about her. I'm impressed. Wait for it.
Another thing about her is I've heard of this. I never really knew if it was real. I just heard on another rant. I'll put a link to that rant. By the way, shout out to her who made it. Sorry about that. I kind of wanted to give her credit because she's 100% right. Uh, and I heard that she made a post saying that you could draw Nina any way you want. You could draw her in a hentai and she won't care, which kind of, mind my language, seems kind of slutty.
There it is.
First off, you're supposed to have something called respect for your character and try not to make her seem like a slut. So you should probably be a little bit more careful on how you let people draw your OC, because then it will just ruin everything for that OC.
Spider-Man, you whore! Huntress, you whore! Batman, you whore! Jinx, you whore! Ultron, you whore! Harley Quinn, you whore! Black Cat, you whore! Actually, that could probably extend to Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy too, but good God, I want you! What was I talking about again? Oh, right. If we're going by the assumption that porn ruins a character, or hentai pictures not drawn by the original creator ruins a character, then almost every popular character nowadays would be ruined for the simple fact that Tumblr, hentai galleries, and Rule 34 exist. Except for Atomic Robo. Because I've never seen any porn of Atomic Robo. Because Atomic Robo is awesome.
But again, what do I know?
What the fuck was that laugh? And she cuts herself off in the throes of her last point, so let's move on to our last video.
Before I continue more information, I want to introduce a group of my friends here, and they are...
Hello, it's Mickey.
Mickey! Oh my god! All the shit I've had to wade through up until now is worth it just to hear your voice again! I'm sure all the things said in this video will be absolute butthurt horseshit to the point of hilarity, and won't it all be so exaggerated that it makes me want to do something drastic? Right?
Hello, I'm the girl from OC Review, and whee! Veggie is sleeping.
Alright, so... our good friend Icy, we were all talking about certain characters that should be more popular.
I'm awake.
Or we were going on to like talking about certain characters where they really need to be more mentioned. Well, we were talking about how Jane should be mentioned this way, blah blah blah, and then we got to the point about Sally and how good her character was in the sense where it's a pretty decent character. But then it came to the point where Icy stumbled upon a gallery where she found a ship between Sally and Jeff. Now, when we talk about the Sally X Ben thing, it's relatable and it works well to the point where why? One is both of them are both dead children. Two, they're in this ghost-like state or form. And three, it works very well to the point where, honestly, to me, I'm not into this whole shipping thing, but seeing this was like sort of like the one I saw, I kind of agree with it. I'm all like, you know what, this sort of works well in a sense.
Okay, we're off to a good start. I'm of a similar opinion where I think shipping is stupid, but I can see where they're coming from. Ship a child character with a child character. Good start. And then...
But when we saw this Jeff X Sally, we were like, really? And this person who shipped Jeff X Sally, and this is surprising, is the official creator of Sally herself. And
keep that in mind as the video progresses.
so apparently, she says that in this state, Sally is older, and she can, apparently a ghost can age, and she can date Jeff in whatever way or form. So, exactly. Now,
it's just no.
exactly. And apparently, if you were to stumble more, and we're going to give you some galleries in the description below, she made even NSW of Jeff and Sally, and at this point I'm thinking, why? Why did you just do this? Oh, but no. There's plenty more than that. Apparently she made crack babies of Jeff X Sally. Three girls.
I know.
They don't look like the children of killers. I mean, I know technically Jeff's DNA, like, you know, what his offspring would look like if he ever had it, would not probably wouldn't look as creepy as him because of he wasn't born looking that way.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's really bad.
I know that technically the children wouldn't have bleached white skin or a Chelsea smile, or really have any indication that they were the child of killers, but this is still bad for reasons I'm not gonna specify.
I can't imagine them growing up to be teenagers, like that one's 14. I could see him maybe accidentally, it was like, you know, oh, rock-a-bye baby, oops, I accidentally killed the baby. Sally, I killed the kid.
No, it's all like, Sally, I killed another.
Okay, we gotta go make another one.
I know, but...
Sally does not deserve this, because I actually love Sally, and this has made me hate her.
Shipping is of Satan!
No, honestly, that sucks, because Sally's one of my favorites.
And apparently some of these people are agreeing with it, saying like, oh no, this is so perfect, it goes very well with it. All to you haters, keep on hating, this is adorable. And
Yeah, totally. Child pornography is totally adorable.
And here we find the biggest crux of this video. Child pornography is not adorable. Bitch, do I need to replay that part of the video where it was outright stated that Sally's creator includes her being able to change her age as a part of the character? You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway.
so apparently she says that in this state Sally is older and she can, apparently a ghost can age and she can date Jeff in whatever way or form.
Yeah, remember that? I don't know, key flaw with the argument of your video? This actually reminds me of a Creepypasta conspiracy livestream from a few months back, which sported some of the exact same complaints that I took issue with, and at least 2 of you, I'm pretty sure, were in that fucking livestream.
Oh, but no, it doesn't stop with Jeff X. It doesn't stop with Jeff X Sally. Apparently she shifts with Jeff X Eilish Jack, Jeff X, blah, 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 blah. Apparently she ships Sally with Eilish Jack, Sally with the puppeteer. Oh, and here's a kicker, everybody. Sally X Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender Man. She's got the entire man harem. There it is.
Yes.
Oh,
and apparently,
isn't that Masky back there too?
yes.
Masky's not even a creepypasta. What the fuck?
Honestly, when will fucking people understand that fucking Masky and Hoodie are not creepypastas? But back on topic. But the one kicker that makes her character to become a shitfest and lose all respect is this photo right here. And apparently it's known as Sally the Pimpet, where
That's the one I'm looking at right now.
And let me read the description for you wonderful people. Because we all take shipping seriously, don't we, children? Getting tired of these fandom nerds bitching about shit like ships. Freaking ridiculous. So you're calling people who are complaining about this ridiculous, yet look how you're acting, you worthless swine.
Guys, oh no, you let the joke fly right over your head. Bad! That's bad OC reviewers! Go to your box!
You're basically making... there's 4 older men going crazy over an 8-year-old girl, which is pedo fucking feeling.
I know, like, especially with the case of, like, Slender Man, because he's, like, hundreds of years old.
He's thousands of years old.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't one of the main things about Slender Man that he steals away children? I mean, depending on what he does with those children, that pairing could make sense. In a really twisted sort of way.
Graham, remind me never to piss you off.
No, that's one thing. You should never fucking piss me off.
Alright, let me clarify. Alright. This nigga be pairing an 8-year-old kid with Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, a kid who drowned, that's really weird.
And
Laughing Jack. And Laughing Jack. And get this. She even makes Jane fall for Sally.
Oh,
It's
Jane-
ratchet. Really, nigga?
But dude, Jane, I know that's still really bad, but at least it kind of goes to Jane's original story that she was a lesbian.
Yeah, at least there's that. But, it's really, really insensitive, the fact that, okay, first off, her story was based off her getting molested by her uncle, which, the original Creepypasta is very nice and stuff, and it's very realistic. But the fact that she's paired with all these people is very insensitive because it's going towards rape victims, because there are actual rape victims who get messed up to the point where they become whores, and she's paired with all these guys. It's kind of like being insensitive to the people who've been raped and accidentally become, like, whores because they can't cope with it.
Exactly.
A lot of it's psych trauma, especially girls who've been molested by prominent male figure in their life, it's not uncommon because they think it's normal.
Here, at the very least, I can understand where you're coming from, and I can appreciate your wanting to adhere to the story in the sense that Sally is a rape victim. The problem is that I find your needless over-censoring bullshit to be grating on the nerves. While yes, Sally being a victim of rape and thus her being attracted to these older male characters may be a note of concern, there are two other things to take into consideration, namely Sally's age and attributes and the fact that not all rape victims behave the same way depending on their situation. A child sexually assaulted at a young age isn't always forever traumatized by the event and can actually grow up to have healthy relationships, and this could especially be helped by the fact that Sally can mentally age. Plus, at the end of Sally's story, she was a manipulative little spirit. Additionally, and this might only be me, doesn't the notion that she is mentally damaged by the rape, and that's the reason for her attraction to older male characters, play better into Sally being a tragic and uncomfortable character? If anything, doesn't that make her shipping partners more discomforting and unlikable as fucking killers? Because remember, you guys, these are murderers! They're bitching about pairing off with other people.
Yeah, and also, you know, the whole thing with, okay, before anybody wants to try to defend Jeff x Sally, because Jeff, we always say that Jeff is 13 in a story, which is true. It's really insensitive because there's actually been multiple documented cases where 13-year-olds will take advantage of 8-year-old girls. I actually have a very good documented case. It was on freaking Steve Wilkos.
Shut the fuck up. Your case doesn't apply here. Firstly because, again, Sally can change her age. And secondly, Steve fucking Wilkos, are you high? Oh, and where is that case? Not in the description and never mentioned again in the video? Then shut up.
But back to this. To any of you people who fucking think that all these fucking ships are okay, you're really all pathetic, worthless swine. If y'all think this is all okay for a fucking little 8-year-old girl to fucking horror soap off, and you think it's okay, and anybody who dares speak against this is a fucking hater, you really need to fucking reevaluate your fucking life, because you are one pathetic piece of shit.
Also, I'm going to quote myself about headcanon, because I know someone's going to try to use that headcanon she's older. First off, ghosts don't age, and secondly, if you accept this headcanon, ask yourself this. Would you accept Ayome Higarashi's version of Data Angara? Would you accept Akai Dahlia's version of Rapist Sonic? Would you accept their headcanons? Because if you accept one, you gotta accept all.
No, you don't. Because not all headcanons are the same, and while you might have things that you could logically agree with in one, you might not agree with in another. Where the hell did you even get this from? Headcanons can vary widely from person to person and fandom to fandom. You're a blithering imbecile. Oh, and if we're gonna be playing it that way, Miki, you know that person you're in the video with, has outright stated in her past videos, which have sadly been taken down at this point, but you can refer to my comments on them regarding what they said, that she paired one of her characters with Conda from D. Greyman, despite acknowledging that he's not the relationship sort of person, after a character died or something. I don't give a shit about that show. Yet she and you berated another user for her headcanons regarding pairing her own character up with Conda. And I bring this up because you defended Miki's fucking pairing. If you accept Miki's character being paired with Conda, then you have to accept the headcanons of that other user doing the same thing. You see where this logic is flawed? Good lord, not every headcanon is the same or on equal ground. Just because a person can accept or see the merits of one doesn't automatically mean they accept all headcanons in existence, you fucking twat. You see, y'all? You see why I miss Miki? Because the ridiculous unscripted ranting that goes on when she's present is contradictory and delicious.
No, in a sense, would you people accept a fucking 45-year-old man fucking raping a little fucking girl? So basically think about that. And honestly, to the creator herself who thinks that acting like this is okay, acting like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make my fucking character who everyone loves and turn it to a fucking piece of pile of shit and ruin her character itself, and if you think this is the perfect right way to do your character, then no, you should not fucking do shit like this, and you should not continue what the fuck you were doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are these ships counted as a part of her story? Do they directly tie into the written Sally creepypasta, making them a part of the story and thus actually affecting the character? Because, gee, being curious, I looked into this and read Sally's story, which was mediocre at best, and found no mention of these characters. It's almost like they don't play into the original story at all, and it's just the artist having fun. Huh. Miki, you got something to say about that?
She even falls in the category of people only liking her because she can fucking draw, and that's it. And that's one thing that's a problem is. And that's one thing, a problem with this goddamn community, or the fandom itself.
You know, this is where I also got to give some credit to Snuff Bomb. I've never seen him do this with Laughing Jack, for example. You know, I'm looking at his gallery. I don't see anything of him whoring Laughing Jack out to all the girls in Creepypasta.
I can't believe Sally ships with Laughing Jack. Why would you ship with... Okay, I know that I said that, you know, if I was into OC X Creepypasta, I would be shipping with Laughing Jack, but the thing is, it would be a big crack pairing.
Why would you ship your character with the character I want to ship with? Miki, I love you, but shut up.
Honestly, I don't see people like these creepypastas ever finding love like that, except maybe Tiki-Toby and Clockwork, because that's part of the story in canon. But
It's actually not in Tiki-Toby's story that he meets Clockwork. It's just the two creators did it, and yeah.
But, you know, people didn't want to follow what they had to say and ruin it.
I know. Oh.
And, honestly, I mean, quoting all you guys, it's shit like this that there's a reason why people are beginning to lose faith in the whole fandom itself, and why the fandom itself is turning into another shit fest.
I know. Why do you
like
think
the,
in our
like the Sonic fanbase?
Like in our live stream, somebody asked us, "Do we think the fucking fan base is dying?" Today, I'm not even shitting you guys. Today, somebody commented on my rant about the Creepypasta fandom and said this is why they are leaving and this is why they've lost faith.
Hallelujah! Maybe the OC reviewers will finally move on to something else then.
Exactly. It's shit like this that people can go in and accept it, and for whatever reason, people are okay with it.
You know, except for the fact that y'all just said that the people were leaving the fandom because they weren't okay with it.
People, look at what you're fucking agreeing on and what you're supporting.
Yeah, you guys are supporting rape. I'm sorry. You guys are supporting pedophilia.
Okay, let me get this straight. This entire video is predicated on the notion that Sally is an underage character and thus should not be paired with older male or female characters. Now, this is despite the creator stating outright that her take on the mythos, ghosts have the ability to age themselves both physically and mentally, so that the prospect of pairing older characters with a minor is no longer an issue. You, however, counter that reasoning by saying that ghosts can't age, and just flat out ignoring what the original creator says is a part of their character. To which I now counter your reasoning with this. You're an idiot! Ghosts do not exist. What you're saying is equivalent to saying aliens don't look like that, so you have to change it. We do not know what aliens look like. At the same time, we do not know what ghosts are capable of, meaning that it is entirely dictated by the writer as to what sort of ghostly traits they wish to include in the mythos of their ghost characters. Aging them physically is, in all honesty, just an extension of shapeshifting, which is a staple of ghost stories. See Beetlejuice, Ghostbusters, and fucking Mystery Skulls. By all means, disagree with the notion that ghosts can age either physically or mentally based on your own interpretations of them, but you're acting like petulant little children when you get angry that another creator doesn't share in that view and chooses to expand on the mythos of her own character in a different way. Grow up. You're complaining about pedophilia where the artist has crafted a story where it does not exist. Beyond that, these are pairings. Am I still to believe that people get so vehemently pissy at the very notion that someone would pair one character with another, and hear these guys go on and on about how other people are pathetic?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Every person that comments saying this is cute, this is hot, this is nice, I agree with this, you're basically saying that you're okay with a man picking up an 8-year-old off the street and having sex with her and being in a relationship with her. The only difference is Sally's technically dead. But guess what? That means she's always going to be an 8-year-old. She's always going to have the mindset of an 8-year-old. And when when you're 8, you don't want to go be with boys and shit. In fact, you probably think boys are gross.
Yeah, I know I did when I was 8.
The very idea that they're saying that anyone who thinks the pairing of a fucking ghost and a creepypasta, a ghost whom the artist has stated is of consensual age in the not safe for work images she's drawing, are advocating pedophilia is infuriating to me. You do not know how words work!
And honestly, and this is where I leave off the video, but like, to the creator, herself, or whatever, reevaluate yourself for whatever fucking sake. Because honestly, you have a fucking messed up head if you think this is all fucking okay.
That's the dumbass who's been bitching about pedophilia where the artist has flat out stated it does not exist.
You really need to fix.
I hope she has no
You really
children.
need to fix your shit. You really need to fix your shit.
I hope she has no kids around her.
I only have like 2 words for the creator. Really, nigga?
I have one. I have a couple, actually.
Oh, Miki, don't.
You are fucking disgusting.
Ah!
I got a mouthful for her. Honestly, first off, I hope you don't have children. I hope you don't have younger siblings. I hope you don't have any younger cousins, any children in your vicinity. Because that says something right there that you think it's okay for adult men to penetrate a little girl. That says something about your personality. I hope you know. This is something everybody needs to get on DA and understand, is that when you post content online, it says something about your personality. When you're posting shit about freaking molestation of a child, what does that say about your freaking personality?
She wrote a creepy story where that happens because it was a scary situation meant to make the reader uncomfortable. She draws Sally of consensual age because she clearly doesn't agree with that in a relationship setting, you miserable, blithering fuckwit! Ah!
She blinded me with science!
I'm okay. So anyways, it's been fun introducing some of you guys to the OC reviewers whose channels I frequent. I'm sure it's pretty obvious why I do. What with them ignoring the testimonies of artists regarding their own characters because it doesn't conform to their idea of what a character should be. Ranting on Long Dead of frequently talked about topics, not actually looking into things to confirm whether or not they can actually happen. Giving one character pass on something they get angry at another for. Demanding that people edit their characters but refusing to edit their videos. Generally, being a huge hypocrite. And, remind me again why I listen to these videos.